Today we are in a private gated air park community known as Pegasus here in beautiful Queen Creek, Arizona, with a stunning Spanish-inspired home sitting behind us that was just recently completed here at the end of last year. And this is all a callback to the owner's early days as a Boy Scout, where they traveled to 21 different missions. And this is nicknamed Misión Veintidós, which means Mission 22. And also during those early days as a Boy Scout, he learned how to fly. So he'd be taken to the airport by his mom and then be flying over his own house in the airplane before he even learned how to drive, which is obviously alluding to the hangar that we have here on this double lot. But now starting on the exterior of this facade in this home, we'll talk about the mission architecture that was inspired heavily here on this space. So starting from this portion of the home, you see the Palo Verde trees on each respective sides, and then the symmetrical cactuses throughout the landscaping. It's very neat with this tidy gravel that we see everywhere and this herringbone laid brick. So working our way past this arched doorway, which we'll get to, you'll notice the descending arched windows that lead down to a balcony. And then you have the corbel arches and these motifs, this detailing on the upper exterior portion of this facade, those descending windows, which leads you down to that wrought iron balcony. You're going to notice a lot of the wrought iron features and curves and lines in this home are very typical of Spanish architecture. And including with that is this limestone, very natural element on the exterior of this home, which is tied in nicely with this white stucco that we see everywhere. And then creating for more an elegant touch are these wrought iron grills on each of these arch windows that we see on each respective side. There's a lot of great symmetry in this home, which you'll notice as we walk through. But I do want to point out the eaves and the dormers and the terracotta red tile that we see everywhere. Very typical of Spanish architecture once again. And I love how you can see all the exposed trusses here. It's beautiful. This has amazing curb appeal. And once again, typical of Spanish architecture are these large arches. And this just creates for a really welcoming, tranquil entrance, as we have a fountain right here, which not only creates for a visual appeal, but also an auditorial sense as well. As we step through, you'll hear that fountain. Just creates for a really tranquil, welcoming atmosphere. It's honestly such a great touch. And as we go through these doors, everything just opens up. You'll notice the quatrefoil window above letting light in to this space, and this two-height wrought iron chandelier. And you'll even notice an overlook above, which we'll get to later on as well. On each respective side of this arched custom door, you'll notice these motifs, which is also lining this fountain as well. So a lot of great detail that we're going to pay attention to as we walk throughout this home. Before I go in this entrance, I want to show you guys the secret entrance, which actually leads you into one of the many rooms in this home. So this is a little secret entrance. I'll give you a little sneak peek because there's actually a fire pole right here. And that leads you, well, actually you can slide down it from the upper portion of this home, which is really fun. So a lot of fun details in this home that you'll see. Now stepping through the custom arched doorway made of steel and wood, you'll notice a lot of the intricacies and details alone just in this handle. You see the twisted handle here, this cultural motif down here, and then framing this oversized doorway is this wrought iron detail as well. You can actually see right through it, lets air pass as well. And you can even open these up right here. And you can see who's coming and going before they even get to the front door, which is just a great, fun, traditional detail. And now stepping a little bit through, we'll notice this hallway gets a little closer and then opens back up in this courtyard. But first, I want to talk about this groin ceiling right here. All that white stucco again with 6 of these custom sconces made out of this hammered steel as well. And it creates for a really ambient, warm glow in here with more of that warm limestone wrapping the lower level of this. But this all opens up, and then this is your Scarface inspired pool. So if you've ever seen the movie Scarface, this is the same pool. They've obviously added some palm trees and the hot tub in the middle, but for the most part, it stays pretty true as far as the symmetry, and it works so well back here. But I love how you just immediately walk in this home and you're just in paradise. You've got the outdoor kitchen in the backyard, the volleyball court, obviously the hangar, which we'll get to, which I'm so excited to show you guys. We have it fully stocked with everything you can imagine, and then the putting green, and then the pickleball or basketball courts. But so we've got so much, And it's just so fun how you can have everything here so that you don't have to go anywhere, but in seconds and minutes, you can get out onto your private runway and just take off to anywhere in the world, which is amazing. But you got it all here in the backyard. But now right here, again, this is a pavilion styled home. So we have these loggias that connect you to the different bedrooms here in this space. You have that Spanish styled architecture on the ceiling with all these beams, and then framing the hallway right in the center are all these custom iron chandeliers, which creates for a really nice warm glow, and it's very symmetrical. And then off to my left, we have this opening that all pockets, and you actually serve your guests through this room. And it's just awesome because obviously your guests can come up from these steps from your pool and grab a drink and head back out. It's just a great way to get connected. And this home has so much connection. You guys probably can't see it, but there's actually a plane on the runway right now that just landed. So that's a part of this place that is just so special, living on a private air park community, as I can stand here and planes will just take off as we're filming this video. So hopefully during this, we'll capture a few that are just taking off. It's really special, especially if you're into airplanes, helicopters, or anything that goes fast. And through yet another arched doorway here in the loggia, we're gonna step from this saltillo tile into the interior saltillo tile. But first, we're gonna stop at yet another custom steel doorway. You'll notice the twists and turns and the curvature and these motifs that we see throughout this home. But now stepping in, I wanna talk a little bit about the history of saltillo tile. So obviously we have these different geometric shapes here on the ground, the herringbone pattern. But you'll notice as well the different colors and the textures that we have here, because they take this clay, bake it in the sun, and you'll even notice since they just leave it out in the open, there's prints from animals that walk across it as it was drying and heating up in the sun. And then they take that and put it in the kiln. And depending how close it is to the heat source, changes the color. So lighter meaning further and darker meaning closer to the heat source. But it's kind of a fun fact here on that herringbone layout. And it curves into this hardwood floor here in the formal living room. But back behind me from a press of a button, we have these oversized sliding glass pocket doors. And again, how this home was originally drafted by the homeowner, everything is orientated around that hangar. So if you're an aviation enthusiast, a collector of cars, everything is orientated around viewing your collection back there behind that garage door. So you can open these all up and everything just flows nicely here with these loggias. It's beautiful. I love this pool with all the different water features. It's extremely inviting, including with that invitingness that this home has, is all these sliding glass doors. So again, everything's connected. You have that courtyard sit out here that is for the primary bedroom. And let me know down in the comments if you guys know what this is for. So this is a hand crank fan. So obviously I know what a fan is, but was this someone's job back in the day, just to sit here and crank and fan people? Let me know down in the comments. I did not get a chance to ask the homeowner what this was for, but I thought it was really unique and I had to point it out. Nearly 30-foot tall ceilings in here, and these are not box trusses or box beams. These are all real structurally supporting beams here in this space. The way this home was designed was for height, was for volume. They really wanted to capture that mission style home, and they did just that. So you can cuddle up around this U-shaped couch, around this gas fire pit, and open up all these doors once again, letting more natural light in on these two height ceilings. It's just very grand feeling in here. It has a very elegant vibe with these candelabras that are all twisted as well, made out of that wrought iron. Just beautiful. I mean, they really captured that Spanish architecture and interior design with all these custom pieces. And we have these 3-tier wrought iron chandeliers once again hanging from this ceiling here on the formal living room portion of the home. And over here on the far left, we have a piano that actually plays music. They kind of use this as a speaker system, so it just self-plays, and then a custom cabinet right here, really just capturing that Spanish interior design and furniture and woodworking here. You'll notice all the steel and studs in here as well. Just very, very well done, and all the hammered copper, just gorgeous. You'll notice as well, I wanted to point this out before we walk too far, you'll notice its indentation, which is actually mimicking the doorway right here, just for the symmetry that we have. But out this doorway, following the saltillo tile once again, is a door which steps you out into your 2-stall car garage, which is very oversized. So you could fit 2 large Suburbans in there or some sort of Humvee setup. But now here in the kitchen, this has to be the largest kitchen island setup I have ever seen in any home. And we just recently toured a home that has 6 islands, but this has 3. But by volume, this definitely has to beat it. But off to my right, we have this paneled refrigerator on each respective side of this double wolf oven. But here at the top, you'll notice those spindles. Again, Spanish inspired with that curvature that you've seen on the exterior of these islands. And this warm quartzite, you'll notice the subtle veining in here as well. Those warm orange and red tones really pick up from those saltillo tiles. And including with that Spanish theme, right? You have these motifs that line the entire island as well, which is really smart because if you're sitting here, your feet hit this, right? Really easy to clean, which is a great detail that we see on the back of this oven, which we'll loop back around to as I walk down the hallway here in the kitchen, as I'd call it. You have a wolf oven set up, and then you have pull-out drawers for refrigerators, a warming drawer. I mean, you've got everything in here, all super high-end appliances. Another sink, hammered once again. You'll notice the detailing on the hardware on all of these sinks have this compass pattern, which if you look closely inside that tube-like elevator, there's also on the ground a compass. So again, just the detail and the thoughtfulness. You have the wolf oven right here, another sink, and then that double wolf oven right here. I love this hood range and just the structure, how everything is just oversized. It's really elegant, but it just feels very strong, right? And that's what the Spanish architecture really brings. It just feels very strong and elegant, and it's obviously, here in this home, it's just timeless. This hood range just disappears into those 2-height ceilings. It's beautiful. And out these windows on the side yard, I really thought this was important to pull out and call out. The grill that's right here. No one's seen this from the outside of the home ever, because this is on the side of the home, but they still added that detail. Just the thoughtfulness of the builder. I don't know if you guys heard that on camera, but a jet just flew over from the Airpark, which is so cool. And obviously, if you're an aviation enthusiast, you love that sound. Now, stepping out of the kitchen, I want to point out our side entrance here. Again, motifed, custom door, brick pathway, which steps you into that gated secured entrance, which leads you into that garage we just spoke about. Wanted to call out this real quick. So this feels like an historic building that they then built this home around, but really it's the butler's kitchen. So an arched doorway leads you into a really fun room, which I'm gonna nickname the everything room because it literally has everything, including a pot filler on the ground for your pup. So I thought it was cool. You can obviously, if you have guests over, you can have your pup in here and just kind of hide them away if that's something you guys are wanting doing, if you're entertaining hundreds of people, which you can definitely do in this space. Sub-Zero refrigerator, wolf oven, all the high-end appliances that you would expect out of a home like this. You've got the dishwasher, deep sink, and tons of natural light coming in with this open shelving because we do have laundry. Because there is no central laundry room in this home, they just located them strategically in the home, including one in the primary suite as well. Again, just thoughtful and intentional because this is a custom home. So they did it the way they wanted. So this was something fun that the builder showed me as we were walking and touring this home. So behind these charred, almost smoky, singed cabinets, this is some of the foresight that they had here. So let's pretend like you have a bunch of stuff going on back here in the butler's kitchen and you want to hide them away really quick. You just pull back the backsplash, and then when you want to hide it, super easy to do so. So I just thought that was really fun and just very intentional because think about it. You're not just plugging stuff into the wall and sliding this stuff in or putting the cabinets around it. You're rewiring things because this entire thing slides behind all these appliances. So I thought that was really cool. Now headed out, we're gonna step into the formal dining room, and you really just get the sense of permanence in here between the wood and the leather and just the scale and volume that this takes up here in this space. I mean, check out the intricacies in the leather and the carving that it took, the bolts and the ironwork on here alone to make it look old, but really it was just custom made. And then above is this wrought iron chandelier, and they actually add a support beam just to support the weight of this chandelier. It's just stunning. And then behind me, wrapping the outer edge of this semicircular room is this curved staircase which leads you up to that second floor. You'll notice those motifs as well, backing each step and on the railing as well. And on the landing, we even have that little lookout and that balcony, which I mentioned at the very beginning of this tour. And here you can see that terracotta and the trusses in here as well, exposed on those eaves. It just ties very nicely together and really pays homage to Spanish heritage. Now stepping across past the tubed elevator, which we'll get to, we're gonna step into our secondary living space. So you'll notice the different inlays with that saltillo tile, and then each cross section with more of that hardwood floor, really creating for a moody, darker atmosphere, especially when you look up all the wood paneling on the ceiling and the beams, and you can even see across from this gas fire pit, which is very nicely done with that archway. Once again, you have that moment where we can open up these windows and you can serve your guests from this wet bar area. You also have the espresso machine built directly into the cabinetry. So you can open this all up and really just feel connected again to that Arizona air. And then above the wet bar, you have this statement piece. So you have those conquistadors engraved and carved into the wood of those cabinets, and that was shipped in from Spain. So that's an actual piece from that era. And then over here, we have this display case, or it could be used as a display case on each respective side. So notice the bubbled and kind of the warped glass look really creates for a very distinctive look here in this space. And all the hardware has all those twists and turns like we've seen again and again. And just speaking to the detail of the builder in this home, check this out. This is a room that's hidden and you don't even go into on a common basis because this is the brains of the home. This is the AV room. Yet they've put herringbone saltillo tile in this space as well, and you never really get to see it. But again, the detail continues. You'll notice the inlaid lighting in that custom cabinetry once again. Now in here we have one of many powder rooms. You'll notice the motifs on the tile below, and you'll notice the marble countertop here on the standalone vanity. And just check out the green. It really just goes along very well with a lot of the green windows that we've seen in this home. Groin vault ceiling, and then a single pendant chandelier hanging above with more of that wrapped and curved wrought iron that we've seen, creating for really ambient glow. So you have this wood all around you, and then that uplighting, really just making this room feel larger than it actually is. It's very, very well done. And then stepping out of this room, this is what I showed you guys at the very beginning of this tour. So this is that fire pole. Again, a lot of playful touches. And this is actually from Boston. So this was once in an actual fire station, which is so cool. And this opens up to the front entrance where we began this tour. But now we're gonna walk across past this arched gas fireplace, and we're gonna head upstairs and check out a few more of the rooms and spaces and what could be potentially converted from a 3-bedroom home into a 6. And you can really do whatever you want up here. So follow me up this wrapped staircase. Now at this landing, we step out into these French doors, which leads you to that balcony, which we saw at the beginning of this tour. So you can really get an idea for that U-shaped driveway that we have here out front and all that neat landscaping. But back inside, we're gonna continue to see all those motifs on each and every step, and the motif once again on these curved spindles. But now right here, really get a feeling for the grandeur feeling that this home brings. We're up here now at 20 feet or so, looking over the kitchen and the living room. We get a closer look at these enormous trusses and these exposed beams and all the stage lighting and all those iron pieces and brackets. It's honestly super impressive because each and every one of these is 4,500 pounds. So you can imagine the cranes and everyone working together to place these. And then obviously all the suspended chandeliers hanging above this space. Got the tube elevator off to my right. You'll notice there's a balcony off to my left, which looks over the kitchen as well. That is actually just behind this door right here. So this could be transformed into a bedroom or an office or even a workout room. You could put an elliptical or something in here as well. And of course, these open up once again. And this is really cool. Just get another really great vantage point from a different angle down below. And you have all those curved spindles once again. The theme is very through and through. It's very cohesive. And one thing I wanted to point out, more of the curved windows, those wrought iron grills on each and every window, but these actually open up as well. And you'll notice there's a lot of things that open up and slide in this home in the next room. So this is a 3-bedroom, 11-bath home. There's 16,000 139 square feet, and everything is connected. So as we push out of this room, I'll show you more of what I mean by that. Also want to point out the curvature on the ceiling fan and in the tray ceiling that's all illuminated. That theme is continued in this bonus room. So as you can imagine, you could turn this bonus room or entertainment space easily into a 4th or 5th guest suite if you wanted here in this home. You'll notice the elegant coffered ceilings with that warm glow, with that recessed lighting here in these drop downs, and a fan on each respective side. So symmetry was super important, played a huge role when building this home. I also wanted to point out here's that fireman's pole, which will go down here in a moment, wrapped in more of that same custom railing. So this will be interesting. We'll see how we do there, but these open up. We saw this at the very beginning as well. These French doors open up and look over your fountain and main entrance in this circular tower here, and you just get a nice glow from this 2-tier chandelier and all the natural light that comes through that quatrefoil window as well. It's very beautiful. And you see that white stucco, and it's very relaxing with that auditory sound that's coming from that fountain down below. It's very tranquil up here. But now stepping across this room, across this geometric carpet, you land at this warm tile, which goes nicely with that carpet. The Juliet balconies open up as we have 6, which looks over your Scarface inspired pool. And you can hang out here and just watch planes take off. I mean, if you're living here, you're definitely an aviation enthusiast. You have to be, especially with the hangar, which I can actually see from standing up here. Again, this whole home was orientated around the hangar and of course your Scarface inspired pool and all the water features here as well. This home entertains easily hundreds and hundreds of people at a time. So as we walk down, you'll notice these 2 doors actually open up into this space over here. More of the green Juliet balconies up here. You have the coffered ceiling once again with that nice elegant lighting. And then we also have this kitchenette right here with everything inside of it. Could be paired nicely with an island right here with some chairs. And then off to your left, we have more countertop space, open shelving, and laundry. So you could easily put a bedroom right through those French doors where we were just in. And then more earthy tones on cabinets and the vanity here in the powder room, automatic lighting. A lot of things in this home are just very accessible and just well done, included with this sauna. So this is almost like your little wellness retreat back here in this corner. So you have more countertop space. And then in here, we have another full bathroom. Earthy tones, again, the same design from that powder room pulled into here. And then again, that heritage in that design here on all the tile in this shower. And even the cutouts are very thoughtful and deep. But now we're gonna push back out, and I'm gonna show you guys this upper deck, which actually leads you down to the lower and just the yard area and the basketball court. So through this door, we'll step out. You'll notice those arches again and just the design that they did and mimicked from the lower level up here with all those beams. Got a nice fire pit up here. And you'll notice again the design and the consistency. This is the same quatrefoil design from the main entrance mimicked right here on the fireplace. And at night, this entire home just lights up and just it's very warm, it's very inviting. And you'll notice all these different gas fixtures all turn on. So you've got a ton of space up here. So again, this all loops down to your mini golf area and then overlooking your half basketball court or pickleball. And then behind me, we have this enormous chimney, which just creates for a sense of permanence here in the Spanish home. And then of course, we have these little cutouts right here with those motifs, which we've seen throughout this home tour. And I just want to notice again and touch on the white stucco that we see here, and then these beams once again, and the archways. But you guys are gonna follow me down into the lower level of this home, and we're gonna take the most fun way possible. Again, there's a lot of playful touches in this home, and I just love that there's a fireman pole here. So we're gonna see how we do on this. This is like my second time ever going down one of these, and my second time seeing one of these in a home. So we're gonna open up this, again, the motif, and see you guys in a second. God. All right, wow. That is a lot higher up than it feels. From down here, it's nothing, but from up there looking down, it's a little creepy. But we're gonna have Lydia now go down this tubed elevator, and she's gonna tell us what she thinks about it, but it's pretty cool. It's like, got that compass, like I said earlier in the tour, that mimics all the hardware in the sinks. let us know. So we're gonna meet Lydia down there, and we're gonna do some bowling. This is so cool. I just love how this looks. It looks so futuristic. And there she goes. Okay, all right, we're gonna meet her downstairs, but we have this curved staircase. It's all illuminated. We have more of that saltillo tile, and then backing it, all those motifs once again. And then you slowly see the reveal of this wine room, which is all temperature controlled behind this glass. You can see the carpet here takes on a playful vintage vibe with this kind of casino theme that we have here. Looks like Lydia already beat us down here. That is a gutter ball. But anyway, behind these doors, very heavy by the way. You'll notice these are all custom made, custom glass and steel. And inside here we have these hexagon black tile, and the grout laid in between them is this sparkly gold, which obviously plays into some of the kind of fun retro casino and bowling alley that we have here. And now as I walk around past the powder room and storage area, we have this Grand Champion pinball Guns N' Roses machine set up right here. And then as we step down into the full swing golf sim, something that I thought was really cool and thoughtful is we have the seating arrangement right here, which you can kick back and recline, watch your friends play a round of golf, or easily, this can be transformed into a movie theater. So it doubles, which I thought was really nice. And you guys have to judge my golf swing. There's almost a golf, simulator in every home we've toured at this point. Everyone has one. So I think my swing has improved a little bit, but you guys have to let me know. Let's see, this is just the driving range. I feel like that wasn't too bad, but obviously you can go anywhere in the world from your lower level area down here on the full swing. So that one did, let's see, had some side spin on it, and it even replays your swing on there, which I thought was really cool because there's cameras in the ceiling. So that one went, okay, total yards of 101. I feel like that's pretty good, but again, let me know. Now, into the powder room on the lower level, you have more of that same tile that we saw in the wine room. And of course, on the background, we can see very casino-like with these circular tile that's inlaid, and then followed up with all the black, moody vibe that we have here, and then the gold here in the vanity. Nice touches on the hardware as well, but of course, we've got the pool table set up right here, tournament style. So this is a real competitive table set right here, just off of the double diamond machine right here. And someone just hit a jackpot on this a second ago. I don't think I'm gonna get as lucky. No, got nothing. But the tube elevator, of course, and then back behind me, we have this full bar set up right here. And this is bulletproof glass. So you knock on this and this entire thing is bulletproof, which is really cool. And then you have a 2-lane shooting range just off of your bowling alley. Okay, Lyd, let's see how she's doing. So far she's got 6 points. Oh, okay.
That's a strike?
Okay. Almost a strike, that was good. Yeah, look at
all my zeros.
You went from a 0 to 6 to 9.
I needed a good warm-up.
That's improvement.
That is.
Can you pick up this spare or?
Let's see.
But this bowling alley is a real bowling alley from 1960, and this is super cool. This is a hard one to pick up. And it looked like another strike. The groin ceiling in here as well, more of the arches. And what I thought was really cool is because we see, a decent amount of bowling alleys, a decent amount of gun ranges in some of these homes, but what's cool is we put them side by side. So I thought this was really cool. And obviously, you can see the audio just completely condensed as we step in here as everything is soundproofed. We've got the bagging system right here, so it sucks in all that air from the gun going off and shoots it outside and filters it, obviously, so you can do what you need to do in here. And what I thought was really cool is this goes to 70 feet. So you can see just rush back here and see how your target was. Let's see whoever was shooting here earlier, see how they did. So yeah, the homeowner is obviously a really good shot, but this is obviously super cool to have in any home. Side by side is super special. You gotta clean it up too. But now I want to take you guys up this wrapping staircase, which leads us to the main level and primary suite. But before we do that, I gotta try to at least one up Lydia. I gotta get a strike. Let's see if we can pull it off. That looks decent. I mean, I don't know what to say. I'm a natural. I'm just a natural bowler. We've go to so many homes where there's bowling alleys, so I feel like I've got a little bit of a stride now. But wanted to mention that we have a Fort Knox vault right here from Chicago, and again, this was all embedded into the wall, as you see here, keeping along the theme of this Spanish-inspired home. But now, coming around the pool table, this is that custom door I was mentioning earlier, again, curved with those motifs. So we'll open this up and go check out our very first bedroom in this home. So if you remember earlier in this tour, I mentioned this staircase. So we have this very tranquil moment right here with the fountain, more motifs back in each step, and underneath our feet are the saltillo tile. And I love how the light plays into this as well. I can hear planes taking off once again. But here's that side entrance off the kitchen, and we'll follow this herringbone brick pathway past this secondary secured entrance, and this will guide us to the primary suite's courtyard. But before that, again, we've got that 2-stall car garage, which we pointed out earlier, and then the sconces on each respective side. More of that curvature following the theme of this home. I just love the different lines that we have here, and this is one of my favorite moments in this home. So as we step into the courtyard, you'll notice it's shaded from the home. And I love these indentation on the windows that we get, and that can only be done with this style of home, which is actually 16 inches thick. So I love that look that we have here. And even on the windows above, we have those grills on the windows above. Really beautiful touch. And then centering this courtyard is this wooden sculpture. And on each respective side, we have these beds of rock. And you'll notice inside this, we have these water features that cascades over that natural rock. And then at night, these fires will light up, which creates for steam. It's a very unique feature to have that water and fire right next to each other, and it starts adding and playing with more of your senses, which is a really cool feature to have here in this kind of zen courtyard. And you'll notice the beds of flowers adding for that pop of color right next to these Palo Verde trees, which are all placed very strategically in this courtyard. But now we're gonna step through to more of this brick pathway that goes around the entire portion of this. I love all the different sight lines. Again, very intentional. We can look straight through this courtyard and see the hangar and the planes and all the cars are there, which I thought was really neat. Now up this staircase, I wanted to point out how light just beautifully interacts with this property. Again, we're under all these loggias, all these archways all the time, again, as this is a pavilion-styled home. But notice how the shadowing happens here on the saltillo tile from that motif in the railing. It's a really beautiful moment and something you only get on these Spanish-inspired homes, right? So down this loggia, this is directly connected. If you walk straight into the hangar, the outdoor kitchen, and this is all interconnected under these walkways, but keeps you out of the sun. You'll notice all the exposed wooden beams, and directly in the center, all these lanterns as we step up to the primary suite. So again, disconnected from the home, so you get a more separation from an auditory standpoint with this water fountain. So you could even have these wide open and fall asleep to that while you have your gas fireplace on. It's curved, it's oversized, and we have all these beautiful motifs in here with these soft rounded edges. It's a very traditional styled fireplace here just across your Alaskan king size bed. It doesn't get much bigger than this. In fact, I think this is the largest bed you can order. And the comforter that goes along with this is almost comical when you hold these things up because you can make a fort out of it. There's another plane that just went by because they have all the doors open. It's so cool. Like an experience like this to live in an airpark community is something we haven't had the opportunity to do before until today. And it's honestly so cool. People are having a lot of fun out there, but We have these vaulted ceilings with these exposed beams once again, and we have these white hand-plastered walls that we've seen throughout this home tour, and more of these arched windows. Now back behind me on the countertop here of the wet bar, the warm veining is really being pulled out by this warmer tile even here in the bathroom. So as we step in, you'll notice the Moorish motifed tile surrounding the entire height and width of these arched doorways as we step into the bathroom. So there is a his and her portion of this bathroom, of course, but first I want to take everyone's eyes up to these groin vault ceilings. I just love the intentional lighting that they put up there, which really illuminates each and every hand-placed tile up there. It's really, really beautiful. But now stepping in the very center of the bathroom, point out the black hammered vessel tub with a really nice niche, and you notice that same backsplash is mimicked here over on the double vanity. More of that warm countertop, and on the hardware, more of those twists and turns that we've seen everywhere throughout this home. It feels very on brand with the cabinetry that we've seen in the kitchen. Now here on the backsplash, you have more of that Moorish geometric shaped tile, and then a candelabra chandelier straight in the center, these irregular shaped mirrors on each respective side of these custom sinks. And you'll notice these mirrors actually follow the same curvature here in the backsplash in this archway. And another intentional design that I really like that the builder did is they placed lighting, and they actually carved this wall out to illuminate more of the textures and colors of that Moorish geometric hand-placed tile. So it's really beautifully, very well done here on the vanity. But now follow me through here. I want to step around here really quickly and show you guys this shower. More of that groin vault ceiling here, following the archway that we've seen just before. And the owner told the builder, hey, I went to this hotel one time and I really loved the fact that I could stand, take a steam shower, and open up my windows and see outside. So that's exactly what they've done here for him. So you can open up both of these iron windows that are frosted, and this goes out onto your back patio, and you can literally stand here and watch planes land and take off while you're taking a shower. I've never seen anything like this. It's very intentional and on brand with this property. Now, moving out of the shower, I'm gonna point out a couple things. One being this frosted pendant light hanging right between these two exposed beams, and then you have these barrel vaulted ceilings above, creating just for more volume here in this space. And then this is the exit and entrance to that back patio. And now here in his bathroom, there's another vanity in here. And then of course, we've got more motifs on the floor as well, and a lot of detailing inlaid in the tile, which is also mimicked on her side. All these details in the vanity and sink in the floor on the opposite side. You have this towel warming rack, and then followed up with his closet. Above, you have the tray ceiling with more of that illumination as well, creating for more depth. And then this bowl motifed glass chandelier hanging above this peninsula island. And then right here, you actually have a secret door. So this pops open, revealing more of that saltillo tile. And you could literally put a vault back here, an elliptical, really anything you could dream up, you could stick back here. And it's got natural lighting, which is super thoughtful. So now, stepping out of the secret room, we're gonna actually exit this primary suite. We're gonna step through these double sliding doors, and we're gonna step through the loggia and head down, because we've got a couple bathrooms to step into before we check out a couple more of the bedrooms and then ultimately the hangar. So bathroom number one here, these are all super fun. You have motifs in the tile everywhere, and then you have this glass separator right here. It's a wet entry, and then this floating vanity is super fun. You'll notice this playful curved tile on the back as well, with more curvature on the ceiling, and even the beams in here as well. Everything is planing back into that heritage, and all these niches are very well done and oversized, and again, very intentional with how deep they are. So we'll step out here, and we'll go around the corner really quick and show you guys another one of them. This pool is just so inviting right now. I want to jump in here, but now around the corner, this one is even a little bit more hidden around this corner, but there's still tons of space. So we have all that Moorish design here on this geometric pattern on the floor, and more of those motifs on here as well around this vanity. And it's floating once again, with this custom motif that we've seen everywhere in this home. This is basically the logo for this house, and another wet entry here, and in a very cool motifed niche as well. A lot of thoughtful touches that the builder threw in inside this home. Now going down to the loggia once more, we're all guided with these exposed beams on the ceiling and this warm light from these lanterns. This is so beautiful. We've got a beautiful day of filming here in Queens Creek, Arizona. There's just a storage door right here, and then here's that formal entrance which we stepped to in the beginning of this tour. And now we're gonna step inside just the second bedroom inside this home because we visited so many amenities. So through 2 sliding doors, we have a fire greeting us here in this space. King size bed straight in the center, backed with more of this cool limestone. And to warm it back up, we have these lanterns dropping down from these Barcelona inspired barreled ceilings with these exposed beams. And this was all the inspiration that was drawn from the builder's travels. And I thought it was a great touch, especially as we enter into the actual bathroom. You'll see all these different lines and these points. It's just a great job incorporating this into this guest suite. And as you can see on the furniture as well, this is all custom made. Headboard, side tables, everything included, just really bringing back that Spanish heritage. They did a great job. I don't feel like I'm in Arizona anymore. I feel like I'm somewhere in the Mediterranean when you step into this space. From the saltillo tile transitioning with that curved hardwood floor that we have here, and just warming everything up again with this simple in design fireplace, but really just the detail from the curvature. It really creates a statement piece. And then of course you have 2 sconces hanging above, once again made out of that wrought iron. All the materials are just super consistent throughout this home, included with this wet bar. More of that warm quartzite once again, exposed open shelving with that inlaid lighting. We've got everything in here for your guests to be super happy and warm as well. So as you're stepping through here, you see that point and that motif with the candelabra right here. And then as we step into more of that saltillo tile, you notice the different geometric shapes and colors like we've mentioned. This home also has central vacuuming, which is super cool. So obviously if you have guests, you have a maid coming over, super easy for them to get everything clean for the next people. So stepping into the bathroom, I've said it again and I'll say it once more, everything just feels super strong, and just the presence of everything you feel and just the permanence of this vanity alone. I mean, the warm quartzite once again, and then you'll see even here in the stone and the inlaid and the inset cabinetry in here. Everything has this old world feeling. It's really, really well done. And I like the way this bathroom lays out between this large curved opening, more of those motifs on the backsplash as well. So all those details, and of course, great natural lighting coming in from that front of the home into the bathroom. But now if I step in, you'll also begin to notice the barrel ceilings in here as well, just creating for more depth, more warmth, and your eyes just really travel everywhere when you're in these different spaces because there's just so many details. And they did a great job with the different niches and the hardware choices in here. Everything goes together really, really well. I'm gonna point out a couple things over here. We have a pocket door, which sets you into your actual water closet, and then more storage behind these sliding doors. And then behind here, we have more counter space and cabinets and storage space, followed up with your combination with your washer and dryer right here. So everything in here to be completely self-sufficient if you're a guest in here. And as we come out, I just want to point out the lines again and the curves and how they meet in different places to create this groin vault ceiling in here. It's beautiful. It's really, really well done. And now coming out, I want to point out that we have curtains so you can completely black out this space if you want to sleep in. But if you don't, you can wake up with the sun here and just enjoy this backyard and pool area. But now we're gonna walk down once more. We're gonna get to a few more of the amenities, and we're obviously getting pretty close to the hangar at this point in this tour, but we're gonna step into our 3rd and final bedroom in this home tour. So we're gonna step in through 2 more sliding doors, and this one takes on a different take, but still the same theme. You'll notice the windows back here. These are actually pulled from a real church, and they were put into this home. But they're all backlit with false lighting to kind of create that illumination look, which I thought was really, really cool because you actually can't see these from the outside of the home. But we've got a king size bed right in the middle. And if you look up, you have more of those dark woods, creating for more contrast on these hand plastered white walls. Everything just has a really soft, warm, inviting touch when you come into these different rooms. I love this fireplace as well, with that soft limestone surrounding this fireplace, creating for more of a square look this time, with those soft blue tiles around it with the exposed wooden mantle. And you'll notice the curvature again happening as it goes up the chute. Now we have open shelving once again, mimicking the other side with that same tile. And again, everything you would need to be self-sufficient here as a guest. But now we're gonna transition from here to the bathroom. You notice the curvature, all the detailing as well. And then that old world take here on this double vanity, really well done. And then you have this vessel tub, super oversized porcelain tub right here with the shower right here. So you can have everything going at once, just steaming you up while you're also in the tub with more natural light once again. And you'll notice even on the niches, the curvature, just the attention to detail that the builder went through was very extensive when building this home. Took about 4 years from start to finish, as this home was newly completed last year. And again, we have more closet space, more storage space, and the water closet right behind this door with the 2-in-1 washer dryer. So everything to be set up very nicely if you're a guest here. Now headed out of that final bedroom. Remember, these stairs take you up to that bonus room that we saw up top where that fire pole was. If you live here or you're visiting, there's just so much stuff to do, including with this mini golf. This is so cool. It even has like a different grade to it, so you can actually practice real situations here. Because, I mean, if you want to go visit a golf course anywhere in the world, once you graduated from this, you can take your private jet and fly to any course. But we're pretty close to Scottsdale, about like an hour or less, depending on traffic. So you're minutes away anyway from some of the best golfing in the entire world. This is probably going to be atrocious, but okay, so we went a little right, but if I was out here a little bit longer, right, I'm sure I'd nail that eventually. But I want to show you guys the pickleball and the half basketball court right here. This is all fenced in, which is super, super nice. As you step through, you'll notice the detailing continues, not only in the landscaping, but also on the stuccoed wall that we have back here. All those little cutouts have those iron grills even, and that detailing that we've seen throughout the home, even back here. And we were just on a little bit over 2 acres on the largest lot in this entire Airpark community. So we'll see if we can make one here. There we go. That's better than golf, like I said. But now through this gate, we're gonna keep rolling as we get closer and closer to the hangar. So this brick pathway takes you around to another entrance. So this actually leads you around the hangar. So like I said earlier, you can literally drive around this entire property. If you're hauling larger vehicles or just want the convenience to do so, you can. Great landscaping through here, very neatly done once again. And this home really doesn't have much drywall, if any. And the only wood part that they have in this hangar is this pop out right here where that balcony sits on the hangar. But we're gonna continue on and we're gonna talk about this Scarface inspired pool. So funny enough, the Scarface pool, which is located in California, was just on the market for $40 million. They've since taken it off, but the pool itself is so iconic, and you can see why they implemented it here in this pool. So this all steps down into the deeper portion of this. We have got water features that drop in and cascade into the pool, palm trees on each respective side. The normal Scarface pool would have another walkway right here, no hot tub in the middle. So I'm glad that they've added the hot tub right in the center. And then we've got these gas features everywhere here on the pool as well, and all the walkways. More water features right here. And I love that we can get different angles as we walk throughout this entire property, as we've spent a couple days here in Queen Creek, Arizona. So I'm gonna walk through this pathway just to show you guys some of the different angles that we were working with. The hot tub, and then these are the lower sections. So you can grab a chair and cool off from the Arizona sun and just take a moment. Or if you have younger kids, a great place for them to hang out. But this is such a great angle as we step into the kitchen. So you're completely covered here at the pavilion, here in the outdoor kitchen. Hidden from the Arizona sun, you have this oversized circular chandelier hanging above. Seating for 10 here at the dining table. You could have a chef out here or someone cooking as everyone's just enjoying their time here in this backyard. So you've got the grill, the mini refrigerators, the sink, of course, the hot plate, the 2-burner gas grill, and then of course we have these little cutouts and just the depth. You can really get an idea for how deep this house is with these cutouts, which overlook the furthermost point in the backyard, which is that volleyball court. So just a lot of great features in this home, amenities, and more of that neat landscaping and bench style seating here in the backyard. And now as we walk around, I want to point out that we have heating lamps in here as well to keep you nice and warm during the evenings. I'm actually going to step back through where we came and take another path because I really want to show you guys some of the architectural lines here in this home. So as we stand here, I can see the mission bell above the pavilion, which is super cool and very typical of those old missions. And then above, you can see the cemetery of where we just traveled here in this tour, and all the loggias right here, and all the walkways, and all the cemetery from the above and the lower arches. It's very beautiful, and again, typical of these Spanish homes, which is very well executed by the team here. So now, walking through one last set and pair of these gas fire pits, we're gonna step into the hangar. So I know this is what people clicked on this video for, so let's go check it out.
The hangar was always the main focus of this project. And the walls all throughout the house are 16 inches thick, which gives us two things. It gives us the efficiency and it carries the mission look, because the walls in missions were always thick and they were white stucco. And so it's all like right into that mission theme. Mission architecture comes from the Spanish missions in California, which come from the Spaniards, notably Junipero Serra, who came over in the 1700s and brought this Spanish style, Italian style, cathedral style architecture to California.
Oh, this is a unique air park because it can handle the big jets, the helicopters, just about anything you want to fly. And it affords you a lifestyle that is unique. I mean, I've never had a property like this where you can walk through the backyard, go into the hangar, and pretty much go anywhere you want on a whim. Until you see it in person, with this much in it, it doesn't really register how much you can fit in here. So it's, again, very unique. I've been to properties that have small hangars with small prop planes, but this is just another level.
This is the hangar. A large reason you guys probably even clicked on this video. We have 10,000 square feet under roof here in this space. This is a aviation car collector's dream here in this space. You have these two 10-foot tall garage doors that open up at an angle, letting all that Arizona air come in. And then if you even notice, as we turn this camera around here, I want to show you guys behind the helicopter and the Citation jet that we have here. You'll notice these doors all pocket and slide. This is the only one in the community that does this. This is a true Top Gun style hangar. This is everyone's dream. This is military style, but I want to take us back to the entrance real quick before we go tour all the toys over here. So this stairwell guides you up and we can get a great bird's eye view over the helicopter and the cars and some of the Pitts planes that we have down below. And funny enough, the homeowner actually is the world's largest collector of these Pitts planes. And he actually has a museum just down the road in a hangar, which we'll show you guys. And he's no stranger to these acrobatic planes as he grew up flying as a Boy Scout, which we told you guys about at the beginning of this tour. So super, super cool to see him transform this and obviously live out his childhood dream. But up here, you kind of have this little stage area where you can overlook everything and get a real idea of the scale. You could fit a full basketball court in here, no problem, or stack up to hundreds of cars, I imagine. Back behind me, we have a wet bar set up right here in that red and steel tone, which obviously complements the red Pitts planes that we see down below. And you also have a powder room in here as well. So everything is dressed in red, as you can see in here as well. But now I want to take you guys back down as I point out this little balcony that overlooks the mini golf and the basketball court down below. and the pickleball area as the sun sets here in Queen Creek, Arizona. So follow me back down. We're gonna talk about some of these planes and toys that we have down here. Now coming down to the floor, I'm gonna show you guys where you could have a full staff in the works, right? So obviously you've got a lot of toys and a lot of things, and that means they need fixing or taking care of when you're gone. So through this secured entrance, you'll notice we have a seating arrangement, but you could imagine having, toolboxes set up everywhere and a full-time staff working on these. And you've got these 2 viewing windows from your office, so your staff or you can look over everything that's happening out here on the show floor. But now right here, you've got a storage closet, all secured access once again. And then off to my left around this corner is a powder room, which mimics the one directly above it. But now from left to right, obviously we've got a convertible Mustang, Classic, and then the e-tron, and then 2 Pitts planes side by side. And then this is a great feature. You've got this garage door that opens up, and you can literally do a full circle around your house. So you can pull in on one side, go on your private airstrip, and then pull around the house and just do circles if you wanted to. And it's just great for pulling in some of these larger planes or pieces of equipment that you might need back here in the hangar. So coming back to the front, we've got the GT3 RS, a great spec, and then the 718 Spider. So this is a great car, and they look amazing right next to your Citation. So this is a 9-passenger jet. So from anywhere in the world, you can literally just hop on in your plane, either you yourself piloting or having your own personal pilot and just pulling out. I mean, check this out. You literally just open up these doors, and this is all a part of this community. You just take off and then you're gone. And right over here, we have the Bell 505 5-passenger helicopter. And it's, again, amazing to have dressed in that red, which complements the theme of this hangar. But now I want to step back out to the pool where we're going to conclude this tour. And that was the Hangar House Misión Veintidós. I want to thank you guys so much for making it this far on this week's tour. And also a big shout out to the listing agents, Darren Tackett and Jenna Matteo, for giving us the opportunity to showcase this one-of-a-kind listing here in Queen Creek, Arizona. And with that, I'll leave you guys with the night tour, and I'll see you guys on the next episode.